Hello, welcome. This is Oneindia News. I am Akash. The Sikkim standoff, or the Doklam standoff as everybody has come to know it, where the China and India are sitting face to face in the Doklam Junction after China tried to build a road over there. Now India is saying that the Doklam is a junction and which shares its border with China, India and Bhutan, and China cannot build a road and create a status quo over that area. So to talk to me more about this thing, I have got Vicky Nanjappa, who is our defense editor, and he will walk us through this whole scenario and what would be the outcome of this whole situation. Welcome to the show, Vicky.
Yeah, thanks, Akash.
So, Vicky, it's been more than 2 months that the standoff between India and China in Doklam is being going on, and you have been covering this story extensively. So, tell me that, for the past 2 months you have been covering this thing. Do you think that there would be an end to this deadlock? Because most of the experts are saying that as the winter falls, both of the countries would have to, back off from this area.
Yeah, that's correct. I mean, when you take Doklam as a standoff point, I don't see anything escalating out there.
Okay.
Because the fact is that both countries do not want a war. That is a fact. One.
Right.
Okay. It's become a matter of ego also now. So about who pulls out first.
Right.
So China has been insisting that we pull out first, but India said if there's going to be a pullout, it is going to be simultaneous. One.
Right.
And the Chinese are not exactly in a very strong position in Doklam. They also know that, any sort of skirmish or attack from Doklam, they will fail out there.
Right.
The worry will be that, they may try and engage in some skirmish on the other side of the other parts of the border, say like Arunachal or Uttarakhand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that is what the worry is. And that is why, there's been an operational alert, and also, the Indian Army is on very high alert in all these areas.
Right.
But the experts very rightly point out, saying that it's the winter which is going to finally sort out the problem.
Okay.
Okay, because the thing is, I had done a story on this three-step warfare, which China engages in,
Right.
and they're doing exactly that. The thing is, they're fighting the war through the media.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they're trying to, build up a sentiment, saying that keep telling us, don't forget the previous war.
Right.
You know what happened, and that kind of thing. So it's basically more of psychological.
Right.
And also another thing is there's a important election within the Communist Party that's coming up in China.
Mm-hmm.
So the president wants some of his men to be elected, and he's also under immense pressure about what is happening at Doklam and why they have not been able to get the Indians to back off from there.
Exactly.
And also the other point is that the question which is being asked within the Communist Party out there is, you managed to get into an exercise in the South China Sea, and you managed to get away with that. Why not here? So these are the points. It's more of an internal problem for China also now. One.
Okay.
And that is precisely why they are not even willing to open up the diplomatic channels.
Right.
And that is exactly why it's dragging on.
Mm-hmm. And apart from that, now today there's a story that the China's ambassador to Pakistan, he's going to visit the Prime Minister, and they're going to be a meeting. Do you think it could have anything to do with Doklam? Because as far as many people are viewing this standoff is that China is pressurizing India, and they are playing all these kind of mind games just to please Pakistan.
Well, that's one of the reasons. In the sense, you see, I mean, both the countries have called each other all-weather friends many times.
Mm-hmm.
So, some time back, I remember I was talking to one officer who also, told me the same thing, that the thing is, you see, Pakistan is suffering heavy losses there in the border because, Indian Army is up the ante out there. You can see that every single day there's at least one or two top terrorists who have been killed there in the valley.
Exactly.
Okay. So this could have been, one way of, trying to distract India from the Kashmir issue, so that, Pakistan gets some breathing space out there.
Right.
But this meeting, I wouldn't, view it very seriously. I mean, they have their own issues there. I don't think Doklam is going to come up, will be on the agenda out there.
Okay. And as far as the neighboring countries for India goes, as Nepal and Bhutan, they both have said this thing that they are siding with India. So how that is going to affect this whole standoff between India and China in Doklam?
See, the other thing is, one thing is that, if you look at the overall picture also, the one thing is that, China is not entirely happy that, India is becoming a powerful entity in the region, one.
Exactly.
So it's a matter of supremacy between both the countries. Now, we have a friendship treaty with Bhutan, one. And thing is, basically, we have, gone and placed our troops out there in defense of Bhutan.
Exactly.
So at such a time, if we withdraw, it's going to look, very, very ugly, and it's not going to go down well with the neighbor. And what is going to happen is, if we pull out, we come under pressure from China and we pull out, then you're going to lose the trust of your neighbor in Bhutan. One. So there's a good chance that they may just automatically fall into China's lap after that.
Okay.
So on that aspect, if you look at it, I think India needs to stay there, wait for China to pull out, or ensure that the troop pull out is, mutual. One.
Right.
And if nothing works, why not, just place the Bhutanese troops out there and then guard them after that.
Exactly. And there was also one interesting fact that US, they have been backing India on this point, and they said one of the US expert who was in China couple of I think it was a month back, she said this thing that India has an upper hand as far as this whole standoff is concerned, and then the Washington has said this that China and India should talk this thing out because war is not an option. So do you think that has also pressurized China and the political parties in China to back off and put their mind on this fact that okay, let's sit it out and eventually this will it will ease off?
Yeah, I mean, these are statements. I know I have read these statements, but the thing is, I don't think it is good. I mean, change anything for either India or China for that matter, because practically the US is not going to come and interfere in this dispute.
Okay.
One. So the other thing is also that US trying to put pressure on China. You also have to look at it in the North Korea context. One.
Exactly.
Because they've been asking China to pressurize North Korea to back down.
Exactly.
And China doesn't. China has not said anything on that issue. One. So a US statement on this issue, I wouldn't really view it very seriously or something. I mean, it's just a mere statement. That's all.
Okay, so that's just a mere statement. And so in and out, do you think that the final answer to this whole thing, if we quote one of the things that winter is coming, so basically that is going to be the answer to this whole problem?
Yes, that's exactly what is going to happen. So that's basically, as I said, it's reached such a tipping point now. The fact is that it's become a question of ego on both sides. One. Now.
Exactly.
So the thing is, both sides are not going to withdraw first. One. Okay. China is hell bent upon sticking around there.
Exactly.
And so I think it's only nature which is going to come and save the day for both the countries again.
So out and out, it is going to be now a patience game. Who can patiently wait for much longer?
That's correct. Right. That's correct.
Well, on that note, thank you very much, Vicky, for coming on the show.
Thanks, Akash. Thank you.
Thank you. So that was our defense editor, Vicky Nanjappa, and he was telling us about how this whole situation in Doklam, as far as we have seen this situation building up for the past 2 months, as there have been a lot of statements from the Chinese press saying that India is pushing it too far. But the reality is that both the countries, it's more about the ego issue now, that who is going to back down first. And as Vicky said, it is more about the patience game between both of these countries, that who will budge first. Well, that's all in this show. For more news and updates, log on to oneindia.com, and don't forget to like and share this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to One India News YouTube channel.